Hey, mad love, everybody. So once in a while, I get up, and act a little different and say nice things and stuff, and people actually that know me don't like it. So if I say much love or something like that, don't get upset. Octavital Forsage is forgiving, and he has an ego the size of your rich uncle's backyard, and it's a good one. It's a good ego. It's not a bad ego. Octavital Forsage is a little weird. I'm definitely on the weird side. Weird side. I'm on the weird side. And no, I'm not looking to be a YouTube star. But hey, everybody's doing this in case it happens. What happens if you all of a sudden get a lot of likes or something? And then all of a sudden people are following you. At that point, you just have to fucking go with it. But hey, man, I'm an old guy. But you know what? An old guy with a brain that is actually not a boomer brain. It's actually a brain that's significantly analytic. And but I also like to poke fun at people when they really need to kick out of the house or kick out of their mindset. Some people don't want to kick out of their mindset. I knew this one guy who just wants to play 80s rock till he's fucking dead. Okay. But I'm going to give you my critique on that because that sucks dick. All right, bro? And then, of course, they try to graduate into heavy metal because they're seeing the stress of not being able to play rock stuff that people like to hear. So they start graduating into heavy metal to see if that will kick it up a notch. It don't. It don't kick it up a notch, bro. It don't fucking kick it up a notch. Yeah, it's just heavy metal. I used to listen to heavy metal, but I was more of a fan of just quality, good punk rock. Not shitty punk rock, quality punk rock. Although I was into the intrigue of the cheap stuff too, like that was local and whatnot. I'm into underdogs as well. So, I mean, but if I look back at it all, it's kind of stupid because I'm a musician. I'm really not into any particular styles. I just develop things as I go, and I conjure my way into life, conjure my way into music, conjure my way not conjure. Everything is a spell. When you're a warlock. So, and spells are not bad. Spells aren't from the occult, like evil or some shit stupid like that. Okay, spells do function, but they're out. They're in the linear time. I don't. I also have spells outside of linear. So, but those spells are really extremely private to a warlock. So I don't want to talk about that. Okay. Now, being a warlock, I'm just going to tell you right now, is vastly interesting because you can be a warlock in many different facets. You can be a physics warlock, which is kind of like a skateboarder, a longboarder, if you will, a, a longboarder, a surfer. You're managing physics within the reality of our physics, and in a lot of ways, that is a warlock. Now, you can say, well, why wouldn't that be the case for any profession? Well, it's because warlocks side with people who can perform good physics. Okay? A warlock sides with people who can perform good physics as a human, rather, anyway. If somebody's a human, they can do things with physics. It's impressive to a warlock. It's impressive to an extraterrestrial. It's impressive to covert intelligences and so forth. All of them are mostly covert. But the thing is this: you're always going to be observed because if you branch out and you turn from physics into external physics and stuff like that, then other 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 power sources are going to see that, and kind of like another drug dealer moving into a neighborhood could cause a lot of problems. So, oh, there's a camera. I always fucking don't look at the camera. You guys, I could apologize, but really, in truth, I don't fucking care. I mean, they should have a camera set up so that when you're looking at it over here, or actually so that you can look at the screen in the middle and not right in to the side when you're doing the landscape view. And then when the phone is facing upward, you have to look at the top of it. It's just ridiculous. I mean, my mind is designed to always improve. So right away, I'm sure they got them already though, but I'm not aware of one. So anyway, the point is this: certain things can be done in life involving a lot of different aspects that can get the attention of extraterrestrials, warlocks. And by the way, an extraterrestrial is basically a warlock. They learn how to do the same things. Okay, and once the other beings do the same thing. So I mean, every being has to manage their affairs. So a lot of times it has to start with physics. So that's why a warlock is impressed by somebody who can manage physics. Like somebody could build a giant castle, a displayed art piece such as Coral Castle in Florida, or something that's magnanimous and doesn't have an explanation as to how it was done. And when you see something like that, you can pretty much bet that's a physics warlock. Somebody working in linear time, dealing with things that are more or less of the toolbox. The extraterrestrial toolbox, the warlock toolbox, you can call it what you want, but what it is you're learning how to extend your mind outside of itself to an exoskeleton plane outside of your own physical being. When you're able to do that, you right away, you start with physics. You can manage physics. Later on, you can start to do other things. You can start to do things. And when I say do things, you can't even be discovered. Like you can't be encrypted or discovered because you're managed after you become a top line warlock. And that is the ones who are at the top line. They cannot do anything in physics. They're not allowed to. Their magic is beyond that. Their magic time, they're just like Doctor Who. Well, but the only difference is they're not going different places and fucking off and shit like Doctor Who. But they can manage time wherever they are. So they can manipulate the affairs of everyday life. You would never know what happened. I've talked about this before. And I know a lot of you are asking, well, then why can't you make something magical happen right in front of the camera, this, that, and the other? Because I could. But usually when it comes to physics, those are only in matters of my safety. I had a couple times somebody tried to do something to me, okay? I'm not going to kid around, all right? But they weren't around much longer. And I didn't touch it. I didn't go near them, but they're not around anymore. I got quiet there, guys, because, it's kind of emotional, even for somebody like me. It's like, well, just because, you're actually, okay, so I can do things in linear time, and I have, but it's also pretty private. I don't like to talk about it. I did go as far as saying I've had people that, I didn't even know, my physical mind didn't know they were going to do something to me. But the warlock part clicked on. The warlock part clicked on and said, I have to take care of some business for you, Mr. Clark. Because the warlock part is kind of a separate entity. You have to click onto it. It's kind of like, your USB adapter. You have to have the right adapter to click into the warlock mindset. And once you do that, you still have to educate yourself. And when you do it by yourself with no one else. That's why a warlock is shunned by many people and walks alone like a hermit. All right, guys, I just wanted to have that little rant there. I know it wasn't a normal rant. And probably you're all laughing. So have a good day. And by the way, if you see any videos where you only see, I got 2 likes, but the music production's pretty good, fucking give me a like, okay? Don't be a dick. Thanks.